Hi guys, it's the Macintosh Guide. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where you'll see everything from current Macs to older Mac machines, and also other Apple products. Today I want to show you guys my Mac Pro 6.1 2013 machine, which everyone likes to refer this bad boy as the trash can. I've had this bad boy for a very, very long time. It's been through everything, and it still works like an absolute champ. When I originally purchased this machine, I was with an 8-core model, the dual D500s, and 16 gigs of RAM. And it also came with the official Apple 1 TB SSD. I did upgrade this machine over its lifetime, and I did get the 12-core CPU, got that installed, 64 gigs of RAM. I didn't really do much with the storage. I sometimes work off from external drives, and I've got other Mac machines as well. So yeah, it, this pretty much has everything that I needed it to have. Just to show you the back of the machine. So it comes with a headphone and speaker jack. Also comes with 4 USB ports, 6 mini display ports, 2 Ethernet ports, a HDMI, obviously the power button, and the power adapter plug port as well. It also comes with a lockable switch, so if it's currently unlocked, and I can pull the machine apart if I wanted to. Also, I thought it'd be quite good for you guys to see the inside of it. So this is where the RAM is, 64 gigs of it. The official Apple 1 TB drive, and obviously the 12-core CPU, I believe, lies behind here. And it obviously has as I said before, it's a dual D500 GPU. But just look at this design; it's incredible how Apple was able to do this. And I believe it's still one of the most beautiful machines available in the current present time. And it's just easy. Look, just lock it in. It's locked. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, let me connect this up to a monitor, and yeah, we'll load it. We'll boot straight into macOS Catalina. The Mac Pro. Just wanted to go over some of the specs as I mentioned earlier. So the 2.4 GHz 12-core Intel Xeon E5, 64 gigs of RAM, and the dual D500 GPU cards. This system does not have any Apple support left, so it's already ran out. And as this machine is now a legacy product, I actually did switch to a Mac Pro 2019 model, so 7.1. Now that we're up and running, there's a couple of things I did want to talk about. So software support being for 9 years for this machine. I believe it's one of the longest running Apple machines that has received software updates for a tremendous amount of time, and in every single software update it has run tremendously well. As you can now unfortunately see, macOS Ventura dropped support, which I actually found quite puzzling. I think the Mac Pro 2013 would run flawlessly, but just it's crazy. Apple did make some really weird choices, dropping 2016 models across the board. So I don't know if this is to push Apple Silicon or not, but it definitely is an odd occurrence. The other thing being, as you can probably saw, I was running macOS Catalina. I have run macOS Monterey. I've not really had any problems with it. The only issue I did, which really annoyed me, was that it kept on crashing when I left it on sleep. I believe this has been fixed with 12.6.2. However, I have just, since getting the Mac Pro 2019, I have just left this machine on Catalina and just don't really see the point of updating back. There is OpenCore Legacy Patcher available if you do want to test Ventura on the machine. Again, I'll leave all these links in the description, but the OpenCore Legacy Patcher allows older Apple devices which have been drop support for official new software releases to still be updated using this patcher. However, what I would suggest is looking at the information on the website, because it will tell you about the supported models, any issues they have, such as for the Mac Pro 6.1, they say currently there's no DRM support and the CPU power management is currently unsupported, and I'm pretty sure they will fix this problem. They are aware of it, but I know it'll be fixed quite soon. But I would say just keep an eye out. This is a really good option, and it just gives your Mac another chance, and obviously being up to date with Ventura as well. Another forum site I would also suggest is probably looking at Mac Rumors, Mac Pro 6.1 channel. This is quite active as well. And again, as I said, the first topic is Ventura and OCLP support for the machine, and it's still obviously being active today as well. So this is another place. I'll link this into the description. Another place for you to have a browse at. But yeah, it's brilliant. I love this machine. It's one of the best looking machines out there. And yeah, it's brilliant. It's done everything I wanted it to do for the last couple of years. Let's talk about the heat issues. So as some of you probably know, the 6.1 Mac Pro was known for heat related issues, which caused GPUs to die. I believe the D300s were the most affected GPUs. However, I believe some D500s, D700s were also affected. Apple did acknowledge the issue, but they didn't do anything about it, which was crazy. Obviously, in terms of customer service support, whenever a Mac Pro 2013 came in, they would obviously do some sort of service on it, and then I believe they probably just replaced the cards. But in terms of like Apple actually trying to fix the problem, releasing a newer version of the 6.1 machine, that didn't happen. Apple actually barely even updated the machine. The 9 years it has been on the market, it has not seen a single update besides seeing configuration changes, and that was really it. And obviously some price reductions as well at that time. But in my opinion, in terms of the heat, I've not really had any problems. It's warm to the touch sometimes, but nothing which I would say was scary for me. I regularly clean the machine every couple of months to just let the dust build up being cleared off. But I know people who've had their Mac Pros 2013 models have issues in terms of the heat. One of my friends actually had a 6.1 Mac Pro replaced by Apple, and he was actually very fortunate they replaced it with a 7.1 machine because he was still under Apple support. So their service is exceptional. That's one thing I'll say is the support from Apple in terms of the customer service is exceptional. They will do their best to make sure that you leave happy. Once they see the issue, they will do something about it, and I'm pretty sure you'll walk away most of the times happy. My experience with the machine, incredible, as you could probably tell from my voice and everything I've said in the past. It's never been slow. It runs flawlessly, no jutters. Videos work absolutely fine. Yeah, it's just been really good. And just to let you know, I've been using this machine for infrastructure and development work, and it's never skipped a beat. I have done some editing on this machine, but it was mainly just infrastructure and development work. It's been fine. I've done coding and a lot of stuff on this machine. It's never given me a problem. I could show you benchmarks, but again, I don't know how much that is going to help you in the current time, especially when M1 hardware is out there. Is there any point in me showing you benchmarks for a 9-year-old machine nearly hitting the 10-year mark? So if you guys want me to do benchmarks, I can do that as a separate video. But in this one, I just don't honestly see the point of doing this. And just to kind of give you a bit of a conclusion, so yeah, the machine is really beautiful to look at. It is one of the best. I've even, as you could probably tell, I left Activity Monitor open this entire time to kind of give you an idea. As I say, it it really doesn't seem to be doing much. I mean, right now it's just slightly warm to the touch, which is quite normal for the machine. Again, I don't see the fans kicking on extremely loud or anything like that. It's been really good. Yeah, just gonna flick through some of the tabs just to kind of give you an idea, but it works really good. Yeah, it's one of the best designs Apple have had for a long time. They moved obviously back to the cheese grater. It shows the upgradability in pro desktop users was a priority to Apple, so that's why they went back to the design. However, it's just really overly priced than it should be. Um, it obviously you can configure it up to I believe up to 55 grand in the UK, which is just ridiculous amount of money. That's probably around what 60 to 70k in dollars. So it is a crazy amount of money that we're talking about. Um, I was luckily enough to capture a 7.1 Mac Pro for a cheaper price, for a discounted price, and I will do a separate video on that machine soon as well. But this machine is great overall. Runs you can if you're really worried about software support, you can update to Monterey, which is going to be supported up until 2024, or you can update it to um, Windows or even Linux. I mean, I tend to actually use Parallels Desktop. I believe, well, as you can see, it's a Windows 8.1 version on this machine. That's the type of support I'm running here. But you can install Windows 10. You can also do a boot camp installation of Linux and 10, obviously, as I said, sorry, or you can use Parallels Desktop to run a VM of newer ones if you wanted to. It's all dependent on you, on how you feel about it. I recommend the machine for people who are collectors, um, and also if you really do love the design, I would say, look, it's worth getting. It will last you another couple of solid amount of years. Um, Especially if you're going to use different OSs on this machine, then you're pretty much future-proofing yourself for another couple of years at least. But in all honesty, I would also recommend you looking at M1 hardware that Apple have released. Um, Specifically the Mac Studio, I would say, is probably a better offering for Apple. What I would have loved if Apple released this beautiful design one more time and just stuck the M chips in this, the Apple Silicon ones, and I feel like in the current time we wouldn't see the thermal issues like we did back then. But yeah, no, this was my video on this wonderful machine. I will leave all the links in the description. I will also release more future videos regarding this machine in terms of updates, like in 2023, how it is. Um, And yeah, I've got plenty of more videos lined up. I've got Mac Pro 7.1 videos. I've got Mac Studio videos ready for you guys. So yeah, just leave a comment in the description. If you like the video, if you don't like the video, then also leave a comment. It will truly really helps me out. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy your day.